Hello. I don't think I've ever done a video explaining my current favorite tornado sirens, so I thought I might as well. This is my top three because I'll go into reasons that will take a long time. So, to keep the video relatively short, I'll just do top three. My number one favorite, these are probably my most favorite of all time. The I guess you could count the Allertor too, but it's the P-10 and the P-15, both single and dual tone. Again, if you want to count the Allertor, you can, because the P-10 is basically an Allertor with a different horn. But why do I like them? Why are they my number one pick? Well, they have an interesting sound, and they come in two different options, single or dual tone, not counting the horsepower rating. Their design is very effective and durable yet simple. I mean, it's a one motor design. It's got a gear reducer and a chain driven rotator along with the collector ring and brush assembly. Not a whole lot of maintenance you got to do on these things. All you got to do is take off the back shroud and I think someone might correct me on this, but I think you can just get to everything from there. You can get to the gear reducer, you can get to the bearing that needs greased every once in a while, and you don't need to actually remove anything to get to the drive chain for the rotator. Also, how often do you see something like a chain break on an alerter or penetrator? Not often. It does happen, which is kind of insane that it does, but it does happen. Not as often as Thunderbolts 2001s or anything with like a belt driven rotator system or a separate motor that drives a rotator system. Simple, effective. You can get them in 15 horsepower, 10 horsepower, three phase, single phase. I think they come in 480 volts too. If you ever have the need for a siren but only have access to 480 volts. And they come in single and dual tone. And honestly, more 8-port sirens should be popular, which is actually what number 3 is about. But that's why I like the Penetrator. It's my favorite rotational siren. It's simple yet effective. They're actually very loud in person. I was surprised when I went to Concord for something that's only rated at 125, but I guess that's about average with a 4M or C Series Thunderbolt 1000T. But yeah, and I guess you can include the later versions such as the RM 127, the RM 130 slash PN 20. I guess also counts because it's a similar design, and the Word and Electric P127. You can I guess count those, but it's mainly just the standard P10 P15. Alright, number 2, the Federal Signal STL-10, and I guess if you want to like count them as technically the same thing, the STH-10. But my favorite of the two is the STL-10. I've yet to actually hear one in person, but I have seen one in person. The one in Talmadge isn't active. When I went to go to it, the breaker was shut off. So that one doesn't work. But I do like the low-pitched sound. I get it's not everyone's favorite, but that low-pitched sound is honestly just nice. I've also heard that they're very loud in person, and they have some good range for non-omnidirectional. So, yeah. There isn't really a whole lot to them, but also three-phase models will basically last forever if you look after them. Then number 3 is my favorite modern siren. A lot of people seem to overlook these, but I don't because I want to look for like decent modern options too. Which is, in my opinion, probably one of the best uh, electromechanical sirens you can buy today, at least rotational, the Federal Signal Equinox. The Equinox is basically a 2001-130, but 8-port. I think there was actually a prototype for the 508, but I could be wrong. And the thing is, a lot of people overlook the durability of the 2001 series because they're too butthurt about them replacing all the old and cool stuff. But 2001's reliability, except for the nylon bushing on the 2001 130s, the 2001s are pretty darn reliable. But the Equinox has a slightly better sound to it because of the 8-port. I like the 8-port sound better than the slightly oversped 12-port. It honestly just fits the siren better, and somehow it's more threatening, or more like attention grabbing, at least to me. But that is my favorite modern siren, and those are my top 3 favorite sirens of all time, at least for now. That might change in the future. Who knows? Maybe I'll discover an affinity for the XT22s or Darleys or Sterlings or whatever. But those are my most favorite modern sirens because they're robust, they have good range, and they sound pretty cool. You know, a lot of people's favorite sirens, like, oh yeah, it's my favorite siren, but they kind of don't take into accountability like the range of the siren or the actual volume. They just seem to focus on durability and build quality. But yeah, that's just my list, and I know that there are probably going to be some kiddies out there that ask, what about the Thunderbolt? The thing is, I don't hate the Thunderbolt. I think they're decent. They're decently effective warning sirens. It's just, I've worked on one. It's a lot of moving parts you have to look after. You have to disassemble the entire rotator assembly, kind of, to actually loosen the rotator motor to change the belt. Not really an effective design in my eyes, but whatever. They ran from 1952 to 1988, question mark. I don't know. They either ceased production in 88 or 90, and they still had the 2001s from the SRN roundback to the SRN Gen 4 had the same rotator style. So I guess it was effective enough that they kept it around until like 2002, 2004. But yeah, Thunderbolts, they're not bad, but they're not my favorite because working on them isn't the easiest job compared to the rest of them. 2001s, 2001 130s and Equinoxes, you don't have to worry about a belt. The penetrators, you don't have to worry about a belt. You just have to worry about the gearbox, this one bearing that they want you to grease every so often, and occasionally the drive chain. In the STL-10, all you have to worry about is the motor not going kaput. So yeah, those are my top 3 favorite tornado sirens, and the reason why they are. I'm Jax Vaccine Safety signing off. This video took way longer than I thought it would, but I just like to explain things. I will see you all in the next one. Hopefully, the next video after this will be a vacuum video for all you vacuum collectors out there. Anyways, see ya.